Weed, spliff, edibles, hash. Marijuana is the most illicit drug used in the United States. The government lumps anything with THC or cannabinoid concentrate as marijuana. Previously outlawed, marijuana has become available in some states for medical and recreation usage. Despite state legalization, it continues to be outlawed federally. As a result, there has been an increase in hospitalizations, increase in cost of auto insurance, and an increase in acceptance of the usage. Let's look at the effects. Marijuana is not a simple drug. It contains over 400 compounds. The main ingredient is tetrahydrocannabinol, which is THC. Effects do range on the individual. Good effects are excessive laughter, feelings of relaxation, and euphoria. However, smoking marijuana does induce stress on the body. It's an irritant to the lungs and causes respiratory problems. It causes for an increase in your heart rate and can induce a stroke. It causes ataxia, which affects the central nervous system. This can cause panic and anxiety. It also induces psychosis when taking in high dosages. Additional reactions include slow reaction times, lack of coordination and attention, and impairment in short-term memories. On rare occasions, delusions will occur. Those who use longer and heavier will perform less well than those who use it moderately. A study in New Zealand showed that those who continue marijuana use disorders on average lose 8 IQ points. Those who use while pregnant can develop problems within their pregnancy as well as the child development. Heavy users can develop cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. This causes intense vomiting and nauseation. Also causes dehydration, which induces hospitalization. Studies of rats suggest that THC users demonstrate the same brain's dopamine system reactions as those who use opiates. Therefore, addiction can develop. Studies have proven that 9 to 30% of those who use marijuana may develop some degree of marijuana use disorder. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders labeled cannabis disorder inside the 5th edition. Intoxication requires the recent use of weed, which causes behavioral or psychological changes. As a result, there has to be 2 signs within 2 hours: bloodshot eyes, increased appetite, dry mouth, and a fast heart rate. They do separate usage between moderate and severe. For it to be moderate, usage must be continued for more than 3 months, but not more than 12. For it to be severe, it must continue over 12 months. A problematic pattern of cannabis use happens whenever at least 2 of the following occur within 12 months. Number 1, cannabis is often taken in larger amounts or over a longer period than what was intended. Number 2, persistent desire or unsuccessful efforts to cut down or control cannabis use. Number 3, a great deal of time is spent in activities necessary to obtain cannabis, use cannabis, or recover from its effects. Number 4, craving, or a strong desire to urge the use of cannabis. Number 5, cannabis use resulting in a failure to fulfill major roles, obligations at work, home, or school. Number 6, continued cannabis use despite having persistent or recurrent social or interpersonal problems caused by use. Number 7, important social, occupational, or recreation activities are given up or reduced because of cannabis use. Number 8, recurrent cannabis use in situations in which it causes physical hazard. Number 9, cannabis use is continued despite of knowledge of having persistent or recurrent physical or psychological problems that is likely to be have caused by cannabis. DSM defines tolerance as the need markedly increase cannabis to achieve intoxication or desired effects, or markedly diminished effects with the continued use of the same amount of the substance. Withdrawal can be defined as characteristics of withdrawal syndrome from cannabis use, or when cannabis is taken to relieve or avoid withdrawal symptoms. Delirium occurs when there is a disturbance in attention and awareness, an additional disturbance in cognitive or perception. Psychotic disorder occurs when there is a presence of delirium and hallucinogens, which occurs during intoxication or withdrawal. Symptoms will persist for a month or longer after use. Cannabis-induced anxiety disorder happens when panic attacks or anxiety becomes prominent after usage. This has to continue for a month or longer to develop. Cannabis-induced sleep disorder happens whenever a person has severe disturbance to sleep and it continues after stopped usage. Withdrawal of cannabis use is controversial. Some believe that cannabis has no withdrawal symptoms. However, DSM labels the symptoms as anything that occurs which is not explained by another mental disorder or any intoxication. In order to be withdrawing, there must be 3 or more of the following signs within 1 week of the withdrawal. This includes irritability, anger or aggression, nervousness or anxiety, sleep difficulty, decreased appetite or weight loss, restlessness, or depressed mood. In addition, there are certain physical symptoms which can cause discomfort. This includes abdominal pain, shakiness or tremors, sweating, fevers, chills, or headaches. Symptoms are believed to occur following 24 hours of abstinence, peaking at 3 days and lasting up to 1 or 2 weeks. Although a person withdraws from marijuana, the effects on the family and their personal relationships may be everlasting. A recent studies conducted on rats suggest that secondhand marijuana smoke can do as much damage to the heart and blood vessels as secondhand tobacco smoke. This becomes prominent inside children or people with asthma. It also leaves a financial toll. The cost to get out of legal trouble or to obtain your marijuana medical card, as well as the cost of the drug itself. If you fail the drug test for employment, you would lose your job. You also miss out on time spent with your family by engaging in the drug. In addition, it has societal effects. After Colorado legalized marijuana, the homelessness increased by 50%. This caused an increase in other crimes. Arrest rates went higher despite the legalization of marijuana. The etiology of marijuana use rests on legal and social factors. In 1972, only 16% of Americans supported the legalization of marijuana. By 2014, and after many states have legalized marijuana, 56% of Americans supported it. What we have failed to realize is that the legalization does not mean that it is safe to use. The perception of danger decreases, which leads to higher increased usage. Right now, we are in the stage of social experimentation. It is more of a social norm for us. The more it becomes legal and normal, the more it's susceptible to use. However, the rush to legalize it has led to societal and public health problems. Marijuana cultivators are in a competition to see who can produce the highest potency. Whereas in 1960s, the THC level was only at 2%, nowadays it's all the way at 100. No studies have been conducted to prove what the actual effects are. What we do know is that 8 states have legalized it for medical usage. However, the effective and abuse dosages are different. No one has ever died by marijuana usage alone. However, there has been things that cause people to die as a result of using marijuana. For example, if someone falls during usage due to their lack of perception or lack of coordination. Dosage itself ranges on the person taking it, strands, and mindset of that person. Effective dosages range from 0.25 to 1 gram 0.25 is best suited for light smokers, while 1 gram should be suffice for heavy smokers. Colorado has limited edibles to 10 milligrams. The biggest problem with this is that when you buy a candy bar or any candy that contains marijuana, they sell it in bigger portions. Although it's recommended that only 10 milligrams be taken, if you get high, you're most likely to induce your appetite, resulting in the person eating more of the edible and getting higher than what was intended. This has caused for the increase of hospitalizations. Any marijuana overdosage causes for very uncomfortable side effects. Marijuana has been linked to mental health problems such as depression and anxiety. Psychosis is a condition in which individuals is disconnected with reality, typically resulting in hallucinogens, delusions, or extreme paranoia. A person who is having a psychotic episode may put herself or himself into danger. In addition, dealers have been known to lace marijuana with other drugs such as PCP, crack, or cocaine without informing the buyer, which can result in side medical issues. The use of marijuana attributes to schizophrenia inside youth. Due to the hypercannabinogenic state, it actually causes physical changes within the brain, which may not be irreversible for youth. Prevention for marijuana usage can start at a young age. Drug education is the biggest component. In addition, people should attend character building activities and set goals. In general, they should be taught good decision-making skills. A person who is addicted can attend intervention programs that utilize multi-component therapies such as motivational, cognitive, and behavioral. This appears to be more effective than a single component therapy. There are programs which assist families in training to equip them with dealing with addicts. On average, adults seeking treatment for marijuana use disorders have used marijuana nearly every day for more than 10 years and attempted to quit more than 6 times. Detroit Hills Recovery is located inside Detroit and provides a holistic treatment options. This includes using yoga, meditation, and individual therapy to help people overcome their cannabis use. In addition, they help with nutritional assessments and guidance. To contact them, you can call at 248-209-6061 or go to their website at DetroitHillsRecovery.com.